Asia exit. Samahan niyo kami. Sama-sama tayo. I do not care about your political colors. I do not care about your political affiliation. Basta wag lang kayong magdadala ng bato at kung ano-ano. Okay? Dahil ako ang kakaladkad sa inyo. Malinaw? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Now, I would like to clarify, no? Ang pamilya namin sa Cebu, kami po ay full support sa candidacy ni Bongbong Marcos. Kami po ay nagpalabas ng pera para ikampanya ang unit team. Bongbong and Sara Duterte tandem. Ang pamilya po namin ay hindi mayaman, pero kusang loob po kaming nagsuporta, gumawa ng mga tarpaulin, gumawa ng mga flyers, kumausap ng aming mga elders sa aming pamilya, sa aming purok, at sa aming barangay. Dahil sa paniniwala at dahil sa pananalig ng mga pangako ng continuity. Yun lang. We are not a Marcos loyalist. We are not a Duterte loyalist. We just know one thing. The leadership that we experienced during the time of the Duterte administration has set the bar really high for what kind of leadership and governance the Filipino should deserve. Kaya buong puso po kaming sumuporta sa UNITEM. Buong campaign period kaming nagkampanya sa mga barangay, sa mga syudad, sa social media, sa mga kaibigan at sa mga kakilala sa TikTok. Ako naman po, I wasn't born during the Marcos era. I learned a new word today. Sabi ni Park, nasa tambod kami ng tatay namin. Ano? Tamod. So, I thought tamod is similar to salaula or something like that. And I just realized today na it's a bastos word pala. So, yeah. During the Marcos era, nasa tamod pa kami ng tatay namin. Yes, we do have history. But, ako naman kasi, naniniwala na ang kasalanan ng tatay ay hindi kasalanan ng anak. Pero si Marcos, isa lang ang napatunayan niya. Kasalanan ng tatay, kasalanan din ng anak. Kung magnanakaw ang tatay, mas magnanakaw pala ang anak. Kung demonyo ang tatay, mas demonyo ang anak. Now, during the first few months, I'll walk you through from the campaign period to the time na nanalo si Bongbong Marcos. When Bongbong Marcos won the presidency, nagpa-catering ang pamilya namin to celebrate the new administration because of the promise of the continuity. Masaya kaming nagdiwang dahil nanalo si Bongbong Marcos. First few months, meron na kaming naririnig na ganito, ganyan, Maharlika funds, ganito, ganyan, mga rumors ng pagnanakaw, incompetence, and I was like, we were just gaslighting ourselves. It's just a few months. Who are we to judge? Ang daming problema sa Pilipinas. Hindi madali maging presidente, hindi madali maging isang leader ng isang bansa na watak-watak, literally and figuratively. So yeah, hinayaan namin, we give it a chance, umasa kami na, in the coming few months, he would come around and he would perform. Unfortunately, nagpatong ang kabobohan ng pugo nga presidente. First interview that really caught my attention, Baguio. He was meeting with his staff. And he told the staff, anong gagawin natin? Na you hold and you serve the highest position in the Republic of the Philippines. And do not know any basic, prepared, pre-planned contingency plan when it comes to calamity na hindi naman bago dahil taon-taong binabaha at binabagyo ang Pilipinas. Okay, maybe he just woke up tired. I do not know. And then another thing came, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing. Then came the expose of the former President Rodrigo Duterte. He came up with a list. Now, ang ingay-ingay natin sa 500 billion flood control projects. It is just the tip of the iceberg. Kailangan nating i-remind ang ating mga sarili, it's not just about the fucking 500 billion flood control project. Let me go through the specifics again. PhilHealth funds, 89 billion. Kung hindi lang sila na-stop ng Supreme Court, they could have taken the entire money from the Filipino people. GSIS, PDIC, funds from the AFP. Nagbenta ba ng mga gold reserve? Alam nyo ba ang normal na ginagawa ng ibang bansa? They are stocking and they are hoarding gold reserves. Kasi, for one reason, one very important reason, that will be your backup for your country's currency. Yan ang backup ng pera, ng value ng pera ng bansa nyo. Pero itong si Marcos, binenta. Nakaw dito, nakaw doon, nakaw again, nakaw today, nakaw tomorrow. Wala nang ibang ginawa. Magnakaw, mag-drug addict, magnakaw, mag-drug addict, magnakaw. Ngayon, kung wala tayong gagawin, hindi lang ang bukas nyo ang mananakaw. Pati ang mga pangarap nyo. Pati ang bukas ng mga magiging apo nyo. At pati ang magiging buhay ng mga anak nyo. And worst case scenario, maging ang ating mga buhay kapag tayo ay naging pangalawang Ukraine. Kaya tumaya na tayo. Itodo na nato. It's now or never. It's do or die. Tomorrow, October 12, dito sa Raha Sulaiman, papuntang Forbes Park, walang uuwi hanggat walang bumabagsak. Bumababa pala. Thank you.
Okay, maraming salamat.